Oh, raw. KR says, bro, you love keeping us waiting. No, bro, I don't. I usually share the links and everything before I jump on the thing. Anyway, I hope everybody's good. Guys, if you're new to the stream, please hit that subscribe. That's all I'm asking for. Hit that like button. Let the other people know we're doing awesome stuff here. We're making sure everybody stays anchored to the ground, not floating off to the moon yet. Okay, there's a time for everything, and this is not that time. So yeah, welcome to the chat, welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Let's get straight into this. I'm not going to make this too long, as usual. I always say that. This is Luna, and I'm sure you know what this pattern looks like. But don't ignore the pattern. Everything seems to be okay. What I was actually observing was if we actually broke this neckline, and we did. We peaked above this neckline. We smashed through this neckline, which was awesome to see. So very happy. Very happy. Luna's creating new all-time highs, and usually these are power moves. What we see here are actually power moves. So when you saw this come down here, doing all of this, doing all of this, and now it's a power move basically. So it's getting ready. I'm looking at Luna to shoot to a new all-time high very soon at least, and the price I'm looking at is actually not even here. I'll give you a good example. This was actually from history, so this is from the past. This is actually not, and I know exactly what I did. There you go. This is not the target we have. So this was a mini target. Our major target that we have for a Luna is actually quite a lot of. Let's do this, right? Let me show you this. So where we are today to where we are possibly going to go is a $70 Luna. That's what we're looking at, a $70 Luna. Potential for a Luna to do even more is a lot higher, but I don't want to get into that right now because obviously we just had the starting of Luna. We can't really use all the data. However, if we did want to be really over optimistic, we can use that data. Even then, it doesn't really change much, and I'll show you what I mean. So you see here, it just changes it by $1. So this is already a strong data from this point here when we're looking at it. $69 versus $70. It's only $1. So 70 is the best number to give. It doesn't matter. We're not going to the moon prices yet. But of course, Luna's going to do awesome stuff. Every target it does is going to be a new target for us, and then we can actually move forward. This is a lot healthier than most markets, right? So most of the cryptos that we have, it's a lot more healthy. So I just hope you like the drawing and everything. I'm not that artistic, but I hope you know what that means. It's an inverse head and shoulder, right? So, I don't like to use head and shoulders, but this is the pattern. I thought, I might just show it to you and see where we go from there. And as usual, my chat is bugged. Guys, if you're here on the show, hit that like button, show support. That's all I'm asking for. The only way to support the channel is by hitting that like button, smash that subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and let's move this channel forward so we can tell other people what we're doing here. So as you probably noticed from the theme, the title that we have, right, Bitcoin getting ready to go to the 2x 3x, this is what most of the top analysts are saying. Dr. O is here. Awesome, brother. Nice to see you on the show. Thank you very much. Shout out to you. He's one of our prime members, premium members. Sorry. And yeah, awesome to see you here. Awesome. Now, so we've got Dr. O here, and so we've got this potential of BTC doing whatever, but I'm not even showing you BTC because I'm about to, when I go into a BTC rip, I'm going to do BTC only. That's why I want to keep that aside for now, but I want to do a little bit of Luna, maybe a bit of other shit coins here before we move up there, right? So we've got Luna. You can see what Luna's about to do. I don't want to give you any price predictions other than that fact that we are looking at a $69 Luna. If we did have a pump, right, that's what we're looking at, short term, long term. No point looking at all of these. The market is on a different league right now, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later, right? So let's go into one other coin that we have talked about, BitDAO. Come on guys, BitDAO is getting ready, right? This is 4-hourly chart of BitDAO. Not the best. It's a very choppy chart. Of course, it's a very new coin, but it's just one of those kind of, I don't know how to explain this one. I'll show you what I mean, right? This is so hilarious. I was looking at this and it was like, okay, this is insane what I'm seeing. This, right? Watch this. This, I don't know if anyone of you know about these patterns, right? It's a broadening pattern, right? Which is kind of insane to see. And then to see this, actually, even here, I can actually move this. So just put it here, for example. We did do the breakout of the channel, so we can put this, and then here, for example, when you see this, these are insane moves. This is telling me that when this thing flips, we've got this point here, this whole area here. When this thing decides to make a move, right? It's not the best drawing, guys, by the way. When this thing decides to make a move, and it already has, right? I just put it down here anyway. We're looking at a $3 coin. That's double. That's 100x. That's like 1x from here. Do you know what I mean? That's 100% increase on thing. That's what I'm looking at. So this BitDAO is looking very, very strong. From launch to where it is now, this is a very, very strong diamond pattern. It's just unbelievable to see something like this, especially on a fresh coin. This is just what we call market structure, one of the best type of market structures you can see. It doesn't matter what time frame you put it. It's a bit choppy, but that's insane. So that, I'm really, really happy with what I've bought and what I've received for free. I'm really chuffed about it. But then again, I'm not going to be selling anything. I'm not going to be playing this. I'm actually going to be hodling this. This is my hodl coin now. I might as well hodl it for as long as I can. Even when it comes to the market top, I might sell it, but right now, market top, that's what we're about to talk about. So far so good. Let's have a look at another coin. Everything's pumping anyway, guys. I mean, normally, you know how I like to just say, look, guys, everything's pumping. Everything is pumping, right? Everything is absolutely gone parabolic in a sense, right? That's what you're looking at, right? So if you look at this, for example, this is the global market cap, and you can see how the global market cap is also coming back, coming to test these zones. It's already come back to this neckline, got resisted. We've been tracking this. So this red box is here. This is where we need to be. Everything looks awesome. Everything looks awesome. And one pattern I'm seeing over and over again is this pattern here. This is a very, very powerful pattern. Okay, a very, very powerful pattern to see when you're seeing something like this happen. Usually it does go to the upside, and that will come back into this break this kind of a trend zone that we have. Because remember, to break a trend, I know a lot of people would say, oh, we just broke the trend. When they look at this, they say, oh, we just broke a trend, we came out of the trend. Yes, we did come out of the trend, but we didn't break the trend because the trend is here. Do you know what I mean? You got a neckline of the trend here, so that's what's gonna. Even Shiba pumping, everything is pumping, my brother. Everything is. Welcome to the show, Himi. Welcome to the show. So that's what's happening right now. But look, we've still got this neckline here left, right? So it's baby steps, baby steps. I've been talking about baby steps recently. Everybody knows I've been talking about baby steps, and baby steps means that we've got to come up. We've got to break above this neckline, break above this neckline, break above this neckline, and then we're going to the moon, right? We're going to the moon. So when we're talking about the entire market doing a 2x, a 4x, a 6x, right? This will kind of make you understand. So we do need this chart for you to understand exactly what's going on. And this actually comes from Raoul Pal. So I'll bring in a few more coins every now and then, but this is actually coming from Raoul Pal. So what Raoul Pal actually said was actually pretty much okay. I'm not going to disagree with what he said. It's pretty brilliant what he said. Actually, let me do it differently, because this one is going to make more sense to you guys than anything else. So if we just take this, and if we just do, when I can find it, seriously, sorry guys, it's too far. It doesn't want to do that, because obviously it doesn't want to see a million dollar coin. Let's try this. Ooh, it still doesn't want to do $1 million coin. Let's try it differently. Let's try this here, this area here, because it's saying you're off the chart, dude. What's wrong with you? You want to do $1 million coin? Okay, fine. Okay, we can do this, right? We can do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And this is what Raoul Pal also noticed as well. And he's basically posted something on Twitter, and he said, look, guys, this is what I'm seeing. And this is insanity, right? You're looking at the total market cap. You're looking at this area here where you are. So you can see from the median line here, you can see this is the median line, right? Where we are and where we're battling right now. And he's saying, according to him, and makes perfect sense, by the way, makes absolute perfect sense, this entire market cap could shoot and do easy a 2x to a 3x, right? So when what he's measuring is from where we are right now to here. He's saying this could easily do, this is 700%, but he's saying he could do a 6x. The entire market cap. Guys, that's $2 trillion. $2 trillion. Who's messaging me now? What's going on here? Sorry. That's $2 trillion currently where we are, the current market cap, times 6. times 6. Do you understand what that means? So from here times 6, that's 12 trillion, over 12 trillion dollars, entire global market cap. When we take into account that half of that market cap belongs to these two coins, or 60% of it actually belongs to these two coins, that's a lot of money. We're expecting these coins to go to $10,000-$15,000. We're expecting this to do easily 6x from here. That's 300k. Do you know what I mean? So all of this is like, what they're saying, and these are the big boys. This is what's being, put on a platter for the institution. Remember, people like Raoul Paul, they don't actually just talk to the public. They're more associated with the big boys in the game, right? And the institutions, that's what they do. They make their money from the institutions, advising them, consulting them, and this and that. And if that's what they're promoting to people, that's creating FOMO. And you know what happens usually? Big money comes and leads, small money come and pump it even further, right? And that's what's going to happen. This supply, right, is there's not enough. There's not enough, and we've got another halvening in 2 years. It's insane. By the way, guys, please let me know if the audio is good, because I'm actually charging and actually talking at the same time, so I can't really hear what's going on. So if you actually let me know if my headphone is actually okay and you guys are able to hear properly, please let me know. Right, so this is what the global market's going to do, right? So let's jump into another one now anyway, just for the sake of it, because this is their model, which they're coming out with now. This the entire global market cap. Oh, yada yada yada. Everything seems to be insane. Great. This is my model. You've seen this before. All of you guys have seen this before. Every one of you have seen this. Well, I'm hoping every one of you have seen this before. And this is my model. And my model, pretty much, and I'll put on a monthly to make it bigger and better. My model does the same thing, except my model done something that they haven't done. My model said, right, we'll take it from 2011, we'll put a line right through it and see where it is now, right? And all we had to do when we took this line, we realized that this line was basically, it's adjusting a little bit, but you can see how the market for the past, I don't know, 8, 9 years, 12 years, whatever, it was above and then it flipped down in 2018. You can see in 2019, it fell below, right? It fell below. And in 2019, when it fell below this red line, this is a median line. This is a line cutting through the entire market. It fell below. And we've been below since then, right? I can't even remember which candle I actually had it on. And we're actually below this line. But with me, with the habit that I got, I don't change, right? So I'll leave this here. I'll adjust it later on in the future. But right now, we're below this line. So if we're below this line, I've even predicted, I said, look, if we're below this line, I don't have a top. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, Willy Woo, everyone knows Willy Woo, came out with it. And he said the same thing. He said he doesn't have a top. And the funny thing is, he's literally, so I've said the other day, what bear market? And he's literally come up and said pretty much the same thing. There is no bottom. So he's putting it in a different word. And I've said this as well. What bull market? What bear market? If something is scarce and price is constantly going up, of course we have our ups and downs, but something is on a constantly moving upward, right? When you look at this, when you see this thing moving upwards, take the drawings off, it's only going one direction. What bear market? Do you know what I mean? If the bear market is still higher than the previous bear market, it's not a bear market. And then when we talk about bull market, when we're hitting those tops, of course, those are top levels where people get exhausted. There's not enough money to pump in. That's it. What happens then? Reset, reload, carry on again. Do you know what I mean? So all of this is telling us that this thing could go insane. I mean, Plan B says $1 million. Raoul Paul says $1 million. Everybody says $1 million. I've kind of gone crazier and I've said maybe even $3-4 million. If we're going to hit $1 million, we're going to hit $3-4 million. But not now. Also, Willy Woo kind of indicated on a chart. So he posted something on Twitter. Go and check it out. You can see it yourself. Actually, we'll go into Twitter as well because there's something else on Twitter. And he posted something and he said how the drawing indicated 2030. I've been banging on about 2030 since you guys probably seen this channel. 2030. Why? Because he knows as well what's going to happen in 2030. So everybody's coming around, and I've said many things, and I know brother KR, he follows quite a lot, and he actually observes and he notes down what I say. And so he can use that as reference and say, actually, you said that already. I'm like, yeah, I have. Tell me something I haven't already said that these guys, these big top analysts, aren't coming in saying. I've said it already. Do you know what I mean? I might not have as much attention or as much social media time as them, because I'm not a social media guy. Do you know what I mean? I'm not out there all day long tweeting and this and that. I've got better things to do. I've got a life to live as well. And you know, I'm very calm and I'm cautious about what I do. So ultimately, all of this to me, you know, I'm not there. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Like, right, let's go into this Twitter thing. And funny thing is, he actually posted this very second I was about to go online. So I was about to go live. He actually posted this. And I thought that was quite cool. So I just noted it and I said, I'll talk about it here. So what we've got here, I'm not even going to mention this guy. I think it's whoever this is, inverse bull. So he's an inverse bull, right? So he's a reverse bull, right? I don't understand what any of that means. So what he's done, he's been connecting some dots, which is fantastic. We love the guys who connect the dots. So he's connected the dots and he said, and he's drawing patterns and he's doing all of these angles and range, and he's calculating. He's like, okay, this is similar to this. So he's gone back to 2017 and he said, this area looks very similar to 2017. Except what he missed out was quite funny, because here he missed out his second angle, which is put here. So he's got his angle here, which is saying is coming down. So he wants to short the market. Absolutely fine, he wants to short the market. But what I do love about what he's done here, you see his low is higher than this. So he's not, so I mean, okay, name makes the sense. He's an inverse bull. So if you short the market, buy here, go up, absolutely fine. And what he's using is the 200-week moving average line as his bottom. Right, and you can see this line has been growing, right? He's using the 200-week moving average. And I hate it when guys do this, right? It's like, okay, take a picture, we won't show you any stuff, and you got to guess for yourself. And that's all he done. I'm showing, I'm not even joking. Check this out. Check this out. That's all he posted. Indoctrinating your mind. BDC. That's it. That's it. And you're supposed to make out whatever. This is the kind of stuff these guys do. By the way, this is the kind of stuff these guys do. And then you got a bunch of idiots who go, like, share, retweet. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Sorry, somebody explain to me what it is. So let me explain it to you what this is, right? So he's obviously doing his angles and everything. He's checking out the curve, and he's double checking that, okay, this could lead into a bear market. But what he made a mistake was in 2019. He shouldn't have done the 2019. He's seeing a 2017 and 2019. Those angles are perfect. This is not perfect because he's missing out this whole thing, and he's just drawing a line to say, yeah, possibility. That possibility was not here, that possibility wasn't here. So if I'm going to translate his stuff here, bro, what are you showing me? You're showing me 3 scenarios, but your 3 scenarios, 2 of them are similar, 1 of them is not. Those 2 make sense because, yeah, we did come down. Makes sense, we did come down. This one, we didn't. Do you know what I mean? Why we came down here? Because you forgot to put the median line and show that this was the 50% of the Fibonacci on the logarithmic chart, you know, which I can show to you. And basically, ultimately, you know, that's what it is. And again, his bottom is the same as whatever bottom we're going to put on, and this line is just going to adjust. But so again, these guys are all noise. They are what do you call this, whether he's a bull or an inverse bull or whatever you want to call him, these are the same guys who get wrecked, right? These are the same guys who get wrecked. But if they think they can actually post something and get some reaction and pump the market or dump the market, good luck to them. That's all I'm going to say. Ultimate fundamentals that we have are the data, and the data is that we do not have enough BTC remaining. That's a fact. We have a halvening coming in 2024, March the 13th. That's a fact. You can't deny that. We have massive institutional adoption. You can't deny that. We see billions of dollars coming in. You can't deny that. I mean, yesterday we had a little bit of a dip. Do you know why we had a dip? Because we went from 905 to 904. That was it. Just $1 billion. That was it, guys. You know what I mean? If we see another 100 billion coming in here, or $96 billion come here, boom, BTC is back to $1 trillion. All the institutions are back in. It's a different asset class. You see the hype and the pump around it, and you see these same people, whoever they are, you'll see them also changing their minds as well. Okay, because you can't deny the fundamentals. The fundamentals are different. I mean, I always say, like, when people talk about, oh, Bitcoin fundamentals, Bitcoin is nothing. It's just a store of value. It's just a bunch of code. Absolutely nothing. But there's one thing about it. It's a fixed supply, limited supply, and there's a huge demand. Add those 3 together, you got yourself a brilliant asset that's only going to go up. The more people know about it, the more people want it. Even if people buy $10 worth, that's $10 less than what's available in the market. So just wanted to add this on and hope this kind of makes sense, right? So this is the kind of stuff I see. Again, stupid people, I don't even look at those. Willy Woo, let's have a look at Willy Woo. Willy Woo, right? Woonomic. And his tweet, I'll just see if I can see it. Which one was it? Okay, this is his older one. Oh, this is the one he's talking about. So you see here, this is the one he's talking about. He's talking about how cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3, and then here he says the last cycle, right? He doesn't even know what the cycle is, and what he means by that, if you read his tweet, you can see what he says. He said, "What will this bull cycle? What will be this bull cycle top? In my opinion, there is no top. Past predictable walk." So he's talking about how it was predictable, right? And then now it's not. You can see now unpredictable, right? Because this complex ecosystem until we hit saturation. What she's trying to say, until we start balancing out, until we see all the institutions that are interested are coming in, and everybody's settling down, this is just going to be one of those that just carries on. Do you know what I mean? There's no end. There's no end. And that's what I see as well. I don't see there's an end. I don't see a bottom yet, right? In fact, a lot of people are showing the 200-day moving average as the bottom. I have a strong feeling that's not the moving average, right? The reason I say that's not the moving average, and let me get rid of this too, right? The reason I don't want to call it a so 200 week, right? Let's go to 200 week. So the 200 week, right? This one, this purple line here, a lot of people are calling for this to be the bottom of the cycle. Guys, moving averages don't work on a fixed ratio. You can't determine this to be the fixed price. I mean, if you remember a few weeks ago, we had this at 15k. We had this at 15k, and hold on, now it's at 19k. Sorry, it's 16k. Now it's at 16k. So it was at 15. Now it's at 16k. A few weeks later, it could be here at 20k. Do you know what I mean? So we know it's not over. So why make a fuss about it? And also look at this. Look how beautiful this is. We are bouncing on the 50-week moving average. 50-week moving average. And I'm just using the normal Bitcoin bull cross and death cross predictor. That's what I'm using. It's basically a 50-day and 200-day. It's there. We're bouncing on that. And I've constantly shown other factors as well. For example, we've shown you the HMA. All right, we've shown you the HMA on a weekly and how the HMA is working. And you can see we bounced perfectly here. We're coming back up another week or two, and then we're going to the moon. Where does all of that bring us back? You can see I also didn't change this upward trend line that we had from 2020. I didn't change this. I could easily adjust it now and say, guys, well, this is adjusted now and do it. No, what's the point? Because this line is also accurate. There's no point. We might as well come along, think something like this and come back to this line. It's a good reference point and say, well, this was the trend. If we're back above this trend and we start moving that way, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? So remember, once we go to new zones, we create new supports and resistance zones. If we can find support there, that could be your new low. At some point in the future, we could easily come back and have a low sitting around here. And then what would the same people say? Do you know what I mean? I'm sure they'll come up with something and with nothing on it and post it out there. So ignore this kind of stuff. Honestly, it's just noise. Other than that, nothing else. Now let's go into our critical stuff, our actual data points, and I'll show you a few stuff that is really, really cool. Number one, refresh this, and what I see is 6,369 BTC leaving exchanges, more Ethereum being bought up and more Ethereum entering, going into more staking protocols and more DeFi projects. That's what I'm seeing here. So Ethereum is not actually leaving. This is a little bit confusing, right? And Ethereum price is pumping because a lot of people are locking it up a lot, because you can see the lock curve that was going up, which is really, really cool. Another thing we wanted to quickly look at is how we jumped from nothing, right? When we're looking at this, how we jumped from nothing all the way to like here. Do you know what I mean? It's just hilarious, right? How this has been spiking up. Unbelievable. So this is very, very good as well to see. I've shown you the market cap hovering around the 2.15. It's been bouncing up and down. That's what we've been seeing, and nothing too much. I wouldn't really concern myself here. One thing I did see though is the volume. So the volume isn't really here yet. Just wait for it. Patience. That's what I'm going to say. Volume is not here yet. I want to see more volume coming, but I am seeing a lot of degen coins pumping a little bit. I mean, Terra, oh my days. Look at this. Created a brand new all-time high. Awesome. And I'm going to see a lot more of this, by the way. There's going to be a lot more coins doing this very same thing. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. And also remember yesterday we talked about, well, I'm going to get into it actually. Let's do this first, right? So this is what I've noticed on my Bybit account, actually it's my trading account, and what I've noticed here is these are 12 hourly candles. And we've been creating these 12 hourly and kind of finding this brick wall here, right? Where, you know, we're just struggling. We're not really going anywhere, right? And also, let me double check the chat, guys, because I know the chat bugs out every now and then. Let me have a look and see what's going on. All right, okay. So these, so you can see these 12-hour candles, right? On these 12-hour candles, what you see is basically that we are creating these levels, we're finding support here. It's a matter of time that we come in and we break this zone here. This 48.6 or 48.7, what was this? 48.748. We need to cross this. We need to cross this. We need to close a candle and we should be fine. So this is something I was observing 12 hours on my trading account, which has been awesome. We talked about Bybit, absolutely fine. And I want to show you something else as well. This is the Bollinger Band on the 1 hour charts. All right, 1 hour charts. And when you look at this, right, it is absolutely insane, guys. When you're looking at this, give me a second, I just forgot, I need to put this there. When you're looking at this, this is what I'm seeing. And at that point, you've got to ask yourself, what the fuck is about to happen? Because we've come into this sideways zone. This is a proper sideways channel. And I'll show you this on other charts as well. Sideways channel, right? This is getting ready to do one of two things. Remember, yesterday I talked about probability when we were on this chart here. I believe we were on this chart here, and I talked about how the probabilities. I was on this chart, right? But doesn't matter. I'll show you here. I talked about how because of where we are, the probability of us going down is higher, right? I talked about this, and you can see this actually played out very well here. So we are bouncing up and down. Now the probabilities have changed. There is no probability now. It's the if and when, right? Because the situation that's happened is we've come into this zone here, which is a very bad zone, very unpredictable. Hey Bubba, what are you doing? From this point we can go this way or we can go this way, but we can't tell you how much. This is where you can't predict. Now it's come to a level. Now, looking at this and looking at the moving average on this chart, I can do one thing and say it is positive. Looking at this, where we're actually finding support, it is positive. That means it's got more room to do a bounce. So the bounce, the probability of this is actually higher. You know, are we going to 3x today? No, but the probability of this bounce is coming to a higher level. So you can see this historically. Every time we come into these zones and we go into these widening bands, we come back and we sit there. So this is using the Bollinger Bands on the hourly. You can see this is happening, right? Liquidations, they're keeping calm. I'm quite happy with liquidations. I'm not too fussed about those. We've got Bitcoin, Grayscale, nothing happening there. I'm not really fussed about that. Now let's go into our other charts, right? So I've seen two patterns. So this is on an hourly. You can see on an hourly, I'm seeing this descending triangle. And I'm saying, okay, if we did have a breakout, because other data is suggesting that we could have a breakout. When you're looking at all of these datas here, and these are powerful datas, and I'm going to use only this chart today so you can understand what's going on, because the other ones, I do have other stuff, they're very similar. For example, we see this upward momentum on the 4 hourly, and if we can see a breakout, we might see a breakout taking us to 49. Awesome, nothing too much interesting there. I see a W pattern as well. If you look at the slightly larger time frame, the daily, you see a W pattern forming, which is the same pattern that's formed on the total market cap. This I'm just going to hold back. I'm not going to say anything because remember, we did make a target and our target is still intact, and this is the range of pump we need to get to. So we haven't gone there yet, guys. Remember, this is an upgraded chart. We haven't gone there yet. We're still waiting. We can actually invalidate some of the downward trends, right? We can invalidate those, but other than that, we are not ready yet. So let's use this chart and talk about what's going on here, because there are some powerful data here, and we got to see what they're suggesting, right? One by one. So number one, what do we see here? We see the RSI is above a specific line. Remember, this RSI, the line that I've put in, this is not on the shorter time frame. This is on a hourly. I'm going to actually move it over to the higher time frame so you'll understand what it is. But so far, what we can see that there's this level here. Remember, we talked about the 54 level, right? And we're kind of like bouncing around there. We're still deciding. So this is also confirming where we are right now, right? Here, you can see if we did have a breakout, we could go high. Now, actually, do you know what? Forget these lower time frames because this is just a complete waste of time. I'm not going to even bother with it. There's no point talking about lower time frames. We want to talk about the big boy times, right? We don't want to talk about lower time frames. Okay, let's talk about higher time frames. Higher time frame, you can see what we did. We broke the channel, we came here, and we started moving up. Now, I don't know if you could see this. I've actually got a drawing there. I don't know if you can see this. Let's change the color to yellow. Yeah, I think that would make it easier for you. This is a range. This is a range we need to break above, and we're kind of finding resistance on this range. Surprise, right? No. The reason we're finding resistance here is because this is a weekly range. You can see this is from history. This range here goes way back here. Can you see this, right? Even if you do it on a monthly, you can see this range is here because of these areas here. We've had situations here. So we, on the monthly, we found support here. On the weekly, we're finding resistance here, right? So these are powerful, powerful data points that we have to look at. Once we break this, guys, 2x, 3x, oh, off to the races, bro. Off to the races. This is going to the moon. So that's what I'm seeing there. Another thing I've been tracking is money flow. And this looks very similar to RSI, but it is money flow, right? And on money flow, I've been tracking it on a weekly and tracking it on a daily. And what I see here is we have to break above this line here in order to see really powerful money moving in, right? And on a weekly, we do have so this is on a weekly, and on a daily, you can see we have this area here that we need to enter, right? So these are our points where we validate and say, right, guys, this is where we need to pump. And these are all based on historical. So I'm not just doing it randomly. This is historical zones, right? These are historical zones. We need to see a good few $1 billion enter the market and then go. Then you can see on the top of the channel, we're finding resistance. Pretty much. And it's funny how you actually see a resistance here, which is hilarious, right? This was a support. This, look, resistance, resistance, resistance. So let's break this trend and then go up, right? So everything needs to fall, like, how your stars align, right? You've got to make sure everything aligns here as well, because it's not just one thing that we need. We need everything to align. Everything has to align, right? When everything aligns, that's when we know that the market is ready for us, right? The market is ready to move. Everything is indicating the market's positive. So that's all super solid. Also, remember I talked about the MACD, right? How the MACD level is closing the gap as well. So obviously MACD is also pointing that we are going to be positive. We are going to push forward. So this is all coming. This is all coming. Do you know what I mean? From what I see, it's just unbelievable. Like, when you look at that 4 hourly, you can see this upward momentum. It's just fantastic to see, right? But remember, we're not out of danger. For us to be out of danger, we've still got a good level here that we've got to beat. 48,700, I believe, right? Or whatever you want to call it. We have to beat that level. And what we need to do is close one candle. And then the worst part of all is we need to get out of this channel. Look, we're still in this channel, guys. Let me move into daily or weekly and I'll show you. We're still in this channel. We got to break this channel. You see this channel here, this downward momentum here? We need to break out of this. If we don't break out of this, we still got a problem. So we're not out of danger yet. Okay, baby steps, baby steps. Number one step we need to do is break this. Make sure we have a candle above. Number two, we need to break this. And then things change, right? Then things completely change for us. If we can get ourselves a candle breaking above here, confirm here, my God, things change. So yeah, I see some powerful stuff coming actually. Guys, if you have any coins you want me to talk about, let's talk about it. Other than that, I mean, this is just insane what I'm seeing, right? So you want to, someone mentioned Shiba. Yes, Shiba's breaking out as well. Everything's breaking out. Let's have a look at Shiba and see where Shiba is. Let's see where Shiba is. Yeah, Shiba's getting there, getting there. It's coming to test that resistance line. And let me show you something insane on Shiba as well. You're going to love this as well. All right, let's just move this forward. So what Shiba's been doing is been playing around this particular range here. This is so hilarious to see. If you look carefully, I'll show you. There's bodies. Keep an eye on it, right? Just look at these bodies. Forget the wicks. Just look at the bodies. So these bodies here and these bodies here have been playing as support and resistance for this entire time. That's crazy because that's from May 21. That's from May. So May to now, it's just been playing in this range. If it breaks out, I think it might just do one of these. An Elon Musk SpaceX. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that would be if this does this. Okay, forget the last part, right? If this actually does this, maybe come settle here and then shoot up. My God, that's life-changing for a lot of people because that would literally come back, test the previous high, come down, find support on the previous high close, and then shoot up. What an explanation. Feels like posting your link underneath his chart, but he doesn't allow it. No, he won't. A lot of these guys, you know, when they chat bullshit, they don't want you to comment on it. They want you to subscribe to them and then comment on it, right? That's what they do. But that's what they do, bro. I mean, a lot of these guys, I've seen so many different guys. When they chat bullshit, they don't want you to comment, right? And even if they did allow you to comment, they want you to be members or, you know, be subscribers and pump them up even more. That's what they want, guys. You know, there are some really genuine guys out there who do great explanations, you know, but majority of the time it's just bullshit. I'll be honest with you, it's just bullshit, you know. I mean, imagine I just drew up. I mean, okay, let's do this right now, right? Let's do this funny one right now. All right, I'm gonna do this funny one, and you're gonna watch this. I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna do this live. Give me a second. So let's do this live, yeah? Let's do this live. This is gonna be hilarious, all right? Watch this. I'm gonna do something, and I'm just gonna like kind of leave it there and see how people react to this. We're going to do this as an experiment. This is a social experiment, okay? We're just doing a social experiment, nothing more, guys. So remember, when you see this one, don't judge me. Okay, don't judge me when I'm doing this, right? This is going to be insane what I'm about to do. Watch this. Remember, don't judge me. Sometimes you just got to do this with some people because they just don't, you know, I just want to do it as a social experiment so you understand what this really means. I mean, let's have a question. Let's just post this, right? Done. There you go. So I just did that. You just saw me post it live. Social experiment. And let's see what that all means. It doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? What I just did there literally means nothing. What I just posted there does not mean anything, guys. So let's see how people react to this. I just put, wow, shit. What does it mean? Does it mean anything? Does it mean it's going to the moon? Does it mean it's not going to... What does it mean? You know, so this is the thing a lot of people don't understand. It's like, guys, you got to really understand what it is. It doesn't mean anything. I'm sure someone's going to come and like that, and you think to yourself, it's like, why would you do that? Do you even understand what that means? Did I say anything here that refers to anything here? What does this signify? Nothing. So be careful. Be careful. And by the way, you can comment on the bottom of mine because I don't block it. So yeah, you can post this video's link underneath actually as well. Watch the video, that will explain what's going on. But that's what it is. You got to really understand the market for what it is, guys. It's like some of these guys, I don't know where they come from, what they do, but you know what, I feel bad because I look at them and I'm like, they've either been in it for a very long time, shit posting, and then they succeed. There's nothing real in there. There's no evidence of anything other than just connecting some dots. But the dots don't make sense. I mean, when you look at a market, right, when I take these drawings off, give me a second. When you look at a market that has recovered, so this is a market that hasn't recovered. And when you look at a market that has recovered and actually come back, right? And when we talk about comeback, let me just show you this quickly. You're gonna love this one, right? When we talk about comeback, we're not talking about any type of a comeback. We're talking about a market dumping all the way down here, 55%, and then market pumping all the way back up from here to here, right? Pumping all the way from here to here. Where is it? Here, right? 83%. That's an 83% recovery. If it was less than 40, 50, that would have been a problem. But when you have a market dumping 55 and then recovering 83 of that 55, where is the market now? Well, let's do a calculation and see where the market is stagnant right now. Oh, only 24% away. If somebody wants to tell me that this is indicating that we're going to go down when we're 24% away, they've got a big problem. You know what I mean? I mean, here you can see we did not recover. So I'll give you a good example here, right? So let's do this. We went all the way down here, right? We did a 70%. How much did we recover? Well, let's have a look and see. So we can do the same target up to there. How much did we recover? It recovered 100%, right? But how far was it from where it was when it recovered? It was still 40 something percent away. So when you're looking at all of this, you can see that even though we pumped back 100%, we didn't fully recover. The gap wasn't closed enough, right? You know, it wasn't squeezed enough. Right here you can see 24%, the gap is a lot more closer. So this is indicating that the movement's still going up. Do you know what I mean? So I hope some of these guys just come and just do it properly. Like even Wunomic, everybody just come and do it live on the show, guys. Don't pre-do it. Don't make something up and come and do it. Anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, right? Do it live on a chart. Do it live on a show, you know, and say this is what this is showing. Tell everybody, show everybody, guys, this is what we're looking at. This is what the market's doing. These are the predictions. Don't go around drawing some imaginary lines and coming back and saying, guys, look, this is what the market did. You know, don't do that. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of messed up. It's wrong. It's wrong. You know, I mean, when someone looks at this, for example, right, when I do this, you know, guys, look, this is what I've got here, and I'll show you. Boom, boom, boom. Do you see what that means? So hold on. What, this was supposed to crash down here. Why didn't it do that? Why did it not crash all the way down here? Because that's the pattern, right? We all know what that pattern is. But it didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? So some people just need to stop. They seriously need to stop drawing bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just one of those kind of things. This doesn't make any sense, right? This is a blatant head and shoulders, right? But what happened? Nothing. It didn't crash down any further. In fact, what it did was it went sideways like this, come back here then, and then do this. You know what I mean? Seriously, guys, come on, stop connecting dots. Stop connecting dots. Honestly, it's just one of those kind of things. It just really annoys me when I see this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, none of this makes any sense. I know a lot of guys like to come up with this stuff, but it doesn't make any sense, right? Of course, I'll give you a good example, and I'm going to do this right now. Give me a second. Let me just quickly get rid of some of these drawings, because I don't want them on my chart. Right, let's get back here, right? So what we've got here, right, you can see this. Now, none of this would make any sense to you as well. I know it won't make any sense to you. So when you're looking at this chart, you'll be like, okay, Sham, none of this makes any sense to me as well, because your chart is such a messy chart. You've got these boxes here. What do they mean? These are tops. This is a top of 2017. This is a top of 2019. That's all it is. Here you go. Makes sense. What are these? These are bottoms. Bottoms of these channels, right? You can see here this bottom of this channel and the top of the previous channel. You can see the top of the previous channel, and you can see the purple resistance where we're going to find significant resistance there. And then I'm doing trend lines. So I did trend lines going straight up, going straight up. So multiple trend lines, and each trend line, then what I did was just form a triangle. So it was easier for me to just form a triangle. Of course, I could have put a ton of things, just make it look nicer, right? I did that. So by doing that, I've got trend lines. These are trend lines. So when you look at this, you can see this is a trend line, okay? Actually, you can't even see my cursor. I just realized that. Look, this red part is a trend line. This red part is a trend line, okay? And we're doing the same thing here, trend line, trend line. Do you know what I mean? These are trend lines. So, but drawing these also gives me my top. So you can see trend line, and this is what I need to invalidate. Trend line, what I need to invalidate, right? This is my trend line, what I don't want to go below. Does that make any sense to you? So by doing all of this, it just makes sense, you know. But yeah, honestly, some of these people, honestly, just like connecting dots, making patterns and whatnot. But it's useless. It's pointless. Don't change your mind. Keep your mind fixed. Be strong. Have some self-confidence, you know, and say, look, this is what I believe in, and that's what I'm going to stick to. I'm either a Bitcoin bull or I'm either a Bitcoin bear. I believe this market needs to go back to $1 and stick to it and make charts that show you $1. Or say I'm going to go to a mill and stick to that chart and show that you're going to a mill. Don't keep it mixed in between. Don't do it confusing where, you know, just drop some charts. Don't be that guy. Do you know what I mean? Pick your side. You're either on the downside or on the upside. You either believe we're going to go back to these levels here, right? These levels here, or you believe we're going to go to these levels here. Simple. Choose your charts. Choose your side. So other than that, guys, I'm not going to have a rant again. bro, I'm 15 minutes behind. You just posted a SHIB chart. Can you talk about it if you already haven't? I think I already have, bro. 15 minutes behind. I think I already have. SHIB, there's nothing to talk about. SHIB, as I said, what's there to talk about? Nothing. Nothing. SHIB's on a sideways channel. SHIB's going to do its thing. I said to everybody, SHIB, you know, end of the cycle. If SHIB pumps up a little bit, great. You know, they did pump up a little bit. I think they did, like, they went from 7 to, you know, the current price structure that they have, the stupid price structure. They went from 7 to 8. Great. The entire market is doing that. So nothing fascinating here. What I want to see is a complete reversal. These necklines being broken, these wicks being taken out, this wick being taken out. That's what I want to see. I want to see SHIB doing this, and coming back to these levels. If it can come to this level, then I can think about SHIB going to this level. But right now, it's not SHIB's time. And it's not about SHIB taking zeros out or anything like that. It's just not SHIB's time. Okay, so let's talk about some other coins right now. Okay, let's go back to my top list actually. We talked about Ethereum, I think. Did we talk about Ethereum? No, we haven't, but Ethereum's fine. It's doing its thing. It still needs to go above this level here. We've got a third. It found resistance here. So we need to break that. We'll move forward. DOT, look. This line is an old line. It's found resistance here. Great. Nothing too much here. So this here. And also, I've just realized my yeah, for some reason the frames are skipping. I have no idea what's going on. CPU, apparently I'm only using 40%, so I shouldn't have a problem here. No, 14%. Yeah. So what's going on? Anyway, that's what we've got here. You can see Solana's getting ready for a lovely little pump. Let's see what Solana does. That should be awesome. Cardano, no, still struggling, still got a long way to go. We gotta get to the $2.43 in order for Cardano to start coming back up again. So yeah, I mean, when people show you this and they're, oh guys, we're super bullish. No, we're not. No, we're not. This is not super bullish. Just breaking this trend isn't super bullish. I mean, we can adjust this a little bit more. So for example, adjust up to here. It's not super bullish. Super bullish means you invalidate this and you create this pattern here. This is what is super bullish. Super bullish. Doing this, not bullish. Okay, so hope this kind of explains. Let's move into another one. EGLD attempted it, and look where it got rejected. So that's looking pretty positive. Look at this, beautiful. Look, it attempted it, failed, came back again, tested it. This has a higher probability of it doing it again. So you can see how it's moving. And in fact, if we change the time frame, what you're going to see is this pattern here, which is actually creating these mini higher highs. You see what I mean, right? Mini higher highs, right? If you're looking at this pattern, look at this curve. Beautiful, beautiful. It's getting ready. It's coming in for the squeeze. It's an ascending triangle. An ascending triangle is going to break up. When it does break up, what's the upside? Let's have a quick look and see what the upside would be. When it does break out, the upside should take us to $289. Awesome. Awesome. Look at this. This is what something very bullish looks like. All right. And also when it does this, it's going to invalidate this area here. Look at this. It's literally telling us it's going to invalidate this area here. And if it continues, then it's also going to come back to its previous all-time high. It's very close to its previous all-time high. Look at that. Beautiful chart. So that's that. AVAX finally coming back again, doing its little pump. It did kind of come and test the previous little high we had, not the one before that, but just this area, just to invalidate the trend. Of course, it's on an upward trend, so I see a lot of movement for this. I can see easily maybe even a, I don't know, $100 AVAX this year. And let's have a look at the short term and see actually if that is possible. Let's have a quick look and see. Okay, $80 is more possible. So it's saying $80, right? $80. And currently where we are, if we did follow this particular area to previous low, we can see we might go up to $73, which is good. It will invalidate this area, which is absolutely fantastic. So this particular zone here that we've got, it will invalidate all of this, which is absolutely fine. This is beautiful. And then start moving back up again. That's AVAX. Let's see what that does. But other than that, look, everything else is just getting ready, guys. Everything else is getting ready, you know? Everything else is getting ready. I know some people like to call this a cup and handle and say, oh, look, we got a cup and handle. Maybe we do. But come on, guys. Stop making shapes out of everything. Stop making patterns out of everything. You don't need to. The ultimate thing is, this is a trend, right? This is a trend, and we are reversing the trend. That's all we need to talk about. This was a trend, and look, we've reversed the trend. look at this as more powerful than anything else. Look at the point that we've this was the downward trend line. We've reversed that already. We broke that, which is super solid. And look at this area here, which is the neckline for us to go back. So once we come into this level here, super bullish. Coston. Yeah, this is on a 1 hour anyway. This is on a 1 hour, but I'm just showing you something. Like, you know, when you're looking at trends, right? When you're looking at trends, just basic trend patterns, right? A lot of people get confused when they start looking at certain numbers. Of course, it's on an hour, but that doesn't make a difference, right? Whether you put it on 1 hour, whether you put it on 5 hours, the Fibonacci levels don't care, right? Fibonacci levels don't care. Fibonacci levels will always give you a price where it needs to be. So you can see this even here. When you're looking at this, you can see this is the invalidation point. It doesn't matter, right? You can go back into eGold, for example. Same difference. It doesn't make any difference. The lines don't change whether you put it on a daily or an hourly. It doesn't matter. This is your line again, right? And this is where we want to get to. You see what I mean? It doesn't make any difference. I know you probably got confused, like what? So he's showing a daily and sorry, he's talking about on an hourly. It doesn't make a difference where I put the line. Right, just looks better when I do shorter time frames. Right, you see here when I'm doing at shorter time frames, it just looks better. That's it. But daily, it doesn't make any difference at all. It won't change the facts or the numbers. Even if I put a fib here, it doesn't change anything. Everything else is pumping. I mean, Link. Let's have a look at Link. Link, not yet. Look at that. Not yet. Link is got a long way to go, guys. I know a lot of you guys like Link, and I like Link too. And I'm just a hodler from a very long time, and I'm just gonna hodl. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. I mean, Link has to go all the way up here in order to do the first leg before it even does the second leg. You see what I mean? And then it's got a long way to go. So massive gap here. Let's see what it does. You know, Sushi following the market. Nothing great here. Uni has been moving quite a bit actually, but I'm not sure what's going on. I know Grayscale has added Uni, I believe. A few other companies have added Uni. I'm still trying to figure out why. Because I don't, what's the utility of Uni? They didn't figure out. So that is indicating there's something coming up with Uni. I think Uniswap is going to do something big, and it's definitely connected with a lot of institutions. So that's what I'm looking at, that one. But again, guys, as usual, my warnings. If you haven't bought them already, don't hype into them. Don't hype into them. Now is not the time to hype into stuff. Now is the time to observe the market for what it is and get ready to take your profits out. So talking about profits, I was going to do this on tomorrow's video, but I'll do it today and I'll explain to you, right? Because it is very important, right? It is absolutely very, very important. Let me get rid of this. And let me also get rid of these. You don't need any of this. But let's get rid of all of this. And I want to just bring one chart. Just bring this one chart and get rid of everything else, because we don't need the drawings or anything. Let's just bring this and show you this, right, guys? So of course a lot of people will talk about altcoins pumping 1,000%, 1,000,000%. Great. What I'm worried about is, you know, I've been talking about it, like, guys, this is the time of deciding. So look how, you know, every time we've come to these levels, we get rejected. We get rejected. Only during a proper bull market we come back and we fight through. So you can see here, for example, this was in 2017 May. We got rejected. We came down, and we came back again. We tested it. We got rejected again, and we tested it. Finally, we broke through. This was the absolute peak of the bull market. It didn't last that long, right? And it happens over and over again. Look here carefully. You see here, it doesn't matter. It happens over again. This pattern seems to be over and over again. This median line is a significant resistance area. So let's forward in time now and come back to where we are right now. And what do we see here, right? See, we got rejected. We went here, we got rejected, came down. Then we finally broke through, and then we got pulled down again. We are staying below this line. So next move we see, we need to push forward. That means a lot of money, a lot of volume, a lot of momentum, a lot of hype, a lot of FOMO needs to come in to push this, right? Because what we're talking about is this one coin, this one single coin. If we were to push this to this line, we need 180% pump. 180, remember that number, right? We'll just round it up to 200. Just call it 200 for the sake of this video. 200% means this pump up another 200%. That means we need a $2.7 trillion BTC. Does that maths make any sense to you? 9 times 3 is 27. $2.7 trillion to enter the market. It's not going to be easy feat. It's not going to be an easy feat, but it can be doable. It can be done. Do you know what I mean? It can be done. If the US could be in debt for 125 or 27 trillion, I'm sure, or something like that, they said. But I'm sure we can also do this as well. All right. So be real, because, some of these skeptics out there, they're not wrong. That, look, market is hot. And that's why I've been telling people, guys, when you get a chance to sell on the way up some of the shit coins that you had from here, like from here, you had some shit coins from here, or even from here, and I know a lot of the guys here actually do have it. You start selling them on the way up, because you don't know when the market's going to top out, right? And these are not a top, by the way. We are going to have a top. So what I've been doing is just like anything I've got around here, I've been basically topping, I've held them here. And when they collapsed a little bit, I said, okay, fine. Here, I said, okay, I'm now getting into that second wave. It could either take me all the way up there. So what the pattern we're looking at, I'll show you. Right, the pattern I'm looking at is I'm down here right now. I might go up and shoot up here, or I might actually come and then break down here. Right, so am I prepared for this? And do I want to be holding shit coins that are going to go down 99% or 1,000,000%? No. I'd rather pick up some shit coins around this area here, and right now start taking as much as possible on the way up here and on the way up here. Right, and that's what I've been doing, kind of reducing my portfolio with all the shit coins. I don't care how much a coin is going to go up there, because when it comes down, it's going to come down back here. So that's what I'm doing. It's just me. I'm doing me. You do you. I'm not a financial advisor, but there is definitely some power in this move when it does come. And so far, I am very bullish. I know it's coming. It's a matter of when, guys. It's not if, it's coming, right? This is the hardest thing for me to explain to people, because everyone says when and why are you so bullish? And you can't answer the question. How do you answer somebody why are you so bullish? You can explain. They know about the supply. They know about everything. How do you explain to someone who knows about everything why are you so bullish? Do you know what I mean? It's really, really tough to do that, because a lot of people don't see things the way you see, and they're like, okay, explain to us, why are you so bullish? All right? And yeah, this is a descending triangle. It could easily break out. It could go up, it could go down. But the best part about this is, if it does break up, this is how high it could take us, right? To this level here, which is an $85,000 coin. Okay, if we broke down, what does it do? Well, according to this, we go to the floor. That's where the base should be telling us we're going. We're going back to $73. I might be wrong, but on a moving market, when it's always moving up, we're bound to get to that level. So I wouldn't be, that's the reason why I'm not bearish in the long run. Short term, of course, you want to recycle your cash and make as much more money as you can. That's what you do in the short term. Long term, it's only going up. It's only going up. A few countries are jumping on board. It's only going up. And governments are getting involved. It's only going up. I'm telling you. And what USA just did recently regarding the $600, it's only going up. You're adding fuel to a fire. You're adding fuel to a fire. So if the governments are going to do this, what do you think happens? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to be a shitstorm. It's going to go and it's going to rub it into a lot of people's faces. Believers are going to win. Non-believers will come back and just change their narrative and say, oh, yeah, we said this, or post something like they posted with nothing on it. And that's what it is, It doesn't explain whether it's going up or down. It's just a picture. But yeah, I hope this was informative. I'm not going to go deeper into this. Let's have a look at this. Super solid. I'm loving this. Everything is awesome. Let's see if the US dollars are losers. No, I'm not seeing US dollar losers. Axis is doing very good. I'm not even sure why. What's in Axis? Nothing. It's bloody expensive to play. It's stupid. You got to buy to play. And people are just, this is going to ruin a lot of people, I'll be honest with you. This is going to ruin a lot of people. So quite sad to see people hyping into this, but I'm staying away. I'm not touching this. I'll touch it next season if it still survives. But yeah, other than that, everything looking good. Super solid. Luna, yep, Luna's going to go to that 60-70. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to go and hit that $70 and see what it does. Yeah, this is what I want to see. I want to see, you know, USD pegs down and everything else pumping. Ethereum doing awesome. I think it's going to hit the 3.5 very soon. And this one just resetting. And remember what I showed you here, right? Honestly, this is insane, right? When you look at this, what the fuck, right? This is on an hourly. It's like, what the fuck? Look at this 4 hourly. It's like, what the fuck, right? When you look at this on an 8 hourly, right? If it loads, right? Crazy, crazy. It just wants to do this. It just wants to break. Everything just wants to break. But obviously, with the Bollinger Bands, it's a little bit harder to kind of predict it or be accurate on the lower, higher time frames. But on the lower time frame, I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's getting ready. It's getting ready. So let's see what it does. But other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Just all you need to do, support the channel. Smash that like button. That's all I'm asking for, nothing more. Don't need your money. I don't want anything. You know, anything you want. You can also join Discord and ask me questions and whatnot. If I'm around, I'll come and answer it. That's not an issue. But yeah, other than that, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one very soon. I hope all of this was helpful. And I hope you guys are back on the ground, or some of you guys who buried yourself because you thought it was bearish, peek your head back up the ground, because look, we're neither up neither down right now. These are decision points. These are decision points. You have to really understand. This is when the market decides what the market wants to do. And so far, all the information that we got says the market wants to go up. Whether we're going to go 2x, 3x, or 6x from now, it's a different story. First of all, we've got to get back to the previous all-time high, and then of course we're going to do it. You know, 2x is possible, not a problem. 3x is possible, you know, but how long, when, let's see. And bearish narratives don't work on crypto, especially the big boys like Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, a few other coins, right? Those narratives don't work. You know, Luna, I'm super bullish. That's why I've locked my Luna. Solana, I'm super bullish. So let's see what it does. But yeah, awesome patterns, awesome patterns. Very, very awesome patterns. You know? So far, according to this, if we did have a bounce, whoa, could bring us here. That would be insane, right? If we did have a bounce, it would bring us here. That would be nice. That would invalidate all of this and move up. So let's see, guys. And thank you very much for all of you guys to come to the show. Really appreciate that. I'll see you guys soon, probably on Discord, and move forward. Also remember, smash the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It does support the channel, guys. And other than that, I'll see you on another one very soon, my guys. Adios, my amigos.